let's continue the conversation about where a wide receiver lands and kind of what to expect when it comes to a move for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think what they're giving up is the next thing to talk about here, because if they're going to give up a second round pick, are you comfortable with it? Are you comfortable with the first round pick next year? I won't lie to you. I don't think that I am in a trade for a wide receiver.
To me, if you're giving up anything, a second round pick next year means very little to me. A
Yeah.
first rounder I have to think about, but if it's a second round pick for especially one of the guys we've mentioned, especially if it's a guy like a Devontae Adams or a Deebo Samuel, I'm 100% on board with giving up a second round pick. A first round pick, like I said, there's a little bit more pause that goes into that discussion. But the question then becomes to me is, how important do you view your pass game? I don't think you can go through this summer without adding another receiver, because yeah, Roman Wilson, George Pickens, Calvin Austin, that's fine, especially considering the Steelers are going to run the ball. But how much better does it sound when it's just even Courtland Sutton, right?
Yep.
George Pickens, Courtland Sutton, and Roman Wilson sounds so much better than that. So if it's a second round pick, that's the difference between the former and the latter. I'm sending out that second round pick.
Yeah, look at I think I agree. Depending on the name, I'm cool with the second round pick. I think you could get. I think what you're going to get in the second round. I also think that it's easier to acquire a second round pick moving forward. You know, you give up a first round pick, it's tough to get back into the first round. It's that you're going to give up a lot to get back into the first round. I think you give up a second round pick. Where the Steelers stand next year, they have a couple of moves. Maybe they don't have a sixth round pick, depending on, you know, how much Justin Fields plays, I guess. I look at it and say it's a good spot to be in, because you could move back up, get a second round pick, work yourself from there. You could give up future picks. You could, make moves. You don't know who's going to be around. You don't know what guys you could wheel and deal next year that are currently on your contract or under contract for them. I think there are a lot of ways that you can make a second round pick work. First round pick, I don't think is as easy, and I don't think it's honestly worth it. Like, you could talk, oh, Brandon Aiyuk be the best player in the draft next year. I agree. I don't think Deebo Samuels would be. I'm not as high on Deebo as a lot of people. I think Brandon Aiyuk would be, but I also think Brandon Aiyuk be 27 years old. Like, guys, this is a public service announcement, and it is urgent. You think that you have mastered the look in sweatpants and joggers? Well, guess what, my friend? You have not. You are one step away from wearing pajamas in public, and your significant other is starting to think that you look like a slob. It's time to take your sexy ass and put it in some jeans. If you take anything away from today's show, it's that the perfect jean isn't just another pair of stiff, uncomfortable, nut-crushing pants. They have cracked the code on solving your denim difficulties, and it is time to rejoice. Check them out. Always looking good. The Perfect Jean makes great looking, perfect fitting jeans that are as comfortable as sweatpants and more stretchy than a kangaroo's pouch. It's made from a special denim fabric that's super soft, just like sweatpants, just like joggers, but it doesn't make you look like a slob. And the best part, they make 6 fits from skinny to thick. Waist sizes from 26 to 50 and lengths from 26 to 38. So whether you are a thick guy or a short king, or guess what, anything in between, they perfectly fit your body and accentuate your assets. Pun intended. Trust us when we say that these are truly fucking perfect jeans. Once you try them on, you'll never go back. Once again, boom. For a limited time, our listeners get 15% off their first order plus free shipping at theperfectjean.nyc, or just Google The Perfect Jean and use our code ALLSteelers15 for 15% off. Look it. I have been looking for a while. I have been talking to my fiance daily. I need to find a look. I've tried them all. I tried khakis. I tried joggers. I tried sweatpants. I tried shorts. Nothing fits me like the perfect jeans fit me. The Perfect Jean doesn't just stop there, though. They've revolutionized t-shirts as well. The Perfect Tee has just enough stretch to hide the beer belly while accentuating your arms and chest for that flawless look. It's soft like butter without shrinking in the wash like all your other t-shirts. It's just, perfect. The Perfect Jean always has free shipping, always has free exchanges, and always has free returns. So you can have peace of mind knowing that your order is completely risk-free. It's finally time to stop crushing your balls in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectjean.nyc. Our listeners get 15% off your first order plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges when you use our code AllSteelers15 at checkout. That's 15% off for new customers at theperfectjean.nyc with promo code AllSteelers15. After your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please, please, please give us some support and tell them that we sent you. Fuck your khakis and get the perfect jean. You go get a rookie, then 2 years could be Brandon Ayuk, and he's costing you half as much. I'm not sold on giving up a first round pick. I think that's what San Francisco wants, is a first round pick for their wide receivers. I think it's crazy. But I think that once they find themselves in a spot where Brandon Ayuk saying, look, I'm not coming to town, man. I'm not coming without a paycheck. You're going to give me a massive contract. And then they got to make a decision on whether or not they're going to pay Debo or whether or not they're going to pay Brandon Ayuk. They make a decision then, once their back's against the wall, it makes a lot of sense. To go off of this, I think Debo Samuel fits Arthur Smith's offense better. I think a lot of people are bringing up the whole, well, you already have a Cordero Patterson. You already have a Calvin Austin. You already have a Roman Wilson. Why do you need all these guys? I agree with you. I think that you could have a bunch of guys with similar skill sets and make that offense work, because the Steelers are just trying to run the ball and be a West Coast offense and succeed with just ground and pound, hard nose hitting football. I think that's who Debo Samuel is. And I think that works out really well for what the Steelers are trying to do. My whole thing is, don't try to be the Kansas City Chiefs, try to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And to do that, you got to be different. And I think that's the Steelers' best way to go about it.